I got a rear sway bar for my Civic, EK Civic, EJ8 Civic, whatever you want to call it. It's an EX, so it doesn't come with the rear sway bar. Apparently the only ones that do are the SIs. So people have been saying I can either use a Del-sol or an Acura Integra rear sway bar. I didn't want to get an aftermarket one. For one, they're really expensive. If you get a really thick sway bar, like a 21 or 22 millimeter sway bar, you got to beef up your suspension and get stiffer coil springs and all that, or else it takes a chance of ripping your frame out. So I don't want to modify my suspension, but it does have a little too much understeer, I think. So I'm going to put this on, and I guess a lot of people say they work really good. Yeah, the SI bar is 13 millimeters, and an Integra GSR bar is 14 millimeters. And I got this one out of a twin cam Del-sol, so it's 15, so it's 2 millimeters wider than an SI. You might not think that's a lot, but really it's almost twice the tension as a 13 millimeter. Apparently you don't want to go anything over like 16 millimeters or something without that support brace for your frame, or it'll rip out your frame. So I got all this out of a Del-sol. I'm going to use these brackets. I got to modify them because they're not flat. So I gotta stand off this one a little bit with something, either a shim or a nut or something. But it's really rusty, and I'm going to derust this. I don't want to grind it down. I don't want to use a wire brush or anything. It's kind of cheesy. So I'm gonna derust it with electrolysis. If you ever heard about that, it works really, really well. It doesn't take any metal. It doesn't remove any good metal. It just takes the rust and the oxidization off, and it works really, really well. So I'm gonna pull off these end links, I think, because I don't need them, and I might as well just leave these on. Yeah, I'll take them off. I'll take these off too. Hopefully the bolts won't break. And yeah, I'll take all this all apart, and I'm gonna derust it. I'll show you how to do that. I got a mixing tub here. It's the biggest tub I have. So my bar's a little too long for it, so I'm going to have to do like half and then turn it and do the other half. So yeah, it's a 30-gallon tub, and I got this stuff, super washing soda. I'm sure if you look up derusting with electrolysis, you'll find a lot of information on it. I'm going to put a bunch of water in here. I got over half of it immersed in water, and you're supposed to use a half a cup to 5 gallons, 1/3 to 1/2 cup to every 5 gallons. So there's probably about 25 gallons in here. So I need about 2.5 cups of washing soda. So it's not really rocket science. So that should be about right. And I just got to mix this up really good. That's mixed up pretty good. Yeah, if you can't find the super washing soda too, the ingredients it's just sodium carbonate. And I'm pretty sure that regular baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. I could be wrong, but I think I read somewhere that you can actually take baking soda and spread it out in a pan and bake it at like 250 or 350 degrees in the oven for like 20 minutes or a half an hour, and it makes washing soda. I could be wrong, but if you can't find this stuff, you might want to look something like that up, because I'm pretty sure you can make this out of baking soda. You're going to need a chunk of metal. I'm just going to use an old crappy brake pad. And whatever metal you use for the other side of this, it's going to destroy it. So this is going to get wrecked. The other side is going to look really pretty. This is going to get all screwed up. I got a 10 amp battery charger here. You want to use anywhere from like 6 to 10 amps. Yeah, 6 amps is usually pretty good. 10's fine because that's what I got, so that's what I'm going to use. Plug this in. That's always fun. Yeah, I got a good charge. What you want to do, any battery, any DC voltage, the electrons run from negative to positive. A lot of people might think everything runs positive to negative, but the flow does not go positive to negative. The electron flow goes from negative to positive. So what you want to do is you want to pull all the rust off of the part. So you want to put the negative on the part because all of the electrons are going to flow from negative and go on to positive. So I put my negative on the part, and then I got my funky brake pad. I just make sure that it's really clamped on there really nice. And then it's not a good idea to put this clamp in the water either, because you're going to wreck this clamp. So I'm going to try to put it in such a way to where it goes in the water, but it doesn't get that thing wet. Here, maybe I can go like this. Oh yeah, that works great. Okay, that's all I need to do. And then you want to keep this in a well ventilated area too. Don't do it in your house or in your bathtub or anything stupid like that. Here, I'll show you. See how it's bubbling? Okay, I got this system right now, and it actually works. It bubbles and stuff really nice. But there's a couple of things there's only one thing really I left out. I needed to keep it suspended from the pan. You want to use like a plastic pan to a non-conductive pan. You don't want to use anything metal. I got to keep this off of the pan. So I'm gonna try to tie it up somehow so nothing is in the way. The side with the negative on it, that can be touching because it's not really working there, but I want to keep the other side that's up against the corner and on the ground. I want to keep that off the bottom. I got that so it's suspended really nice. I could actually go ahead and just connect more metal in other places if I really wanted to. Got its backing right here. That's stainless steel. It's got to be plain steel, no stainless. It'll pull everything off a lot better. Yeah, now that I got all them plates on there, it's bubbling like crazy. See that? That's going to take all this rust right off. It's going to be totally gone. I decided to bring this piece outside. It's just gassing too much to be in a garage. It's too big of a piece. Yeah, it's working its magic. Pretty much done bubbling. There it is. All the rust is gone. It's a little dark, but that's just like iron oxide or something. That's fine. The only thing that stayed on was the powder coat that had absolutely no rust under it. So that's fine. I don't need to sand this either. I can just paint right over everything because it's a nice rough finish just the way it is. And if it doesn't stick to this powder coat, it's no big deal because the powder coat's there. So, but yeah. So that's my before and after. I just hit it with a wire brush and rinsed it off in water, and just dried it off. That's all. That's all I did. Wire brush. Beautiful stuff. Now I'm just going to do this other side, and I'm going to paint it.